I started blogging when I was around 21. No, 22. I'm 32 now, so for over 10 years.
Okay.
So it started off with blogging, and it slowly, like, of course, as time moved on, people just no longer view vlogs, not vlogs, but blogs, as they used to, because I think people just don't have the same patience level. So it just slowly just migrated into social media and the YouTube area. When I first moved back to Kenya, I had to find a way to look good on a budget, because apparently I was getting better deals with an American accent, barely speaking any Swahili, than Kenyans who have been born and lived here. I'm Kenyan, but like, who are raised here. I knew how to negotiate. Yeah, like I knew how to negotiate, like getting dresses for like 30 bob. So I was just teaching people how to dress on a budget, buying things that are thrift, altering them to make them look more high-end. And then it just slowly evolved from there. When it comes to content creation, people just think that you just have to be a creative to make it. But at the end of the day, it's a business, especially if you want to make money off of it. So you slowly start thinking outside the creative aspect and start looking at it as a business, and then you incorporate your creativity to your business. It's a patience game. You just have to slowly work and just get into it, get into the groove, slowly accumulate your followers and your readers in an organic way, and before you know it, it can be a business. My favorite part is honestly the production aspect. Like 90% of what I do that I enjoy is the production aspect. So shooting, editing, creating the looks, and all that, which is why I do everything myself. My closest friends all are in the same industry as me in some way. So we usually all tend to have an understanding, because I feel, especially with what I do, I've had issues with friends who are not in the same industry as me, where they don't understand when I tell them like, oh yeah, let's go to Lamu, or let's go to this and this. If you see me waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to like shoot, it's not because I'm not enjoying myself, it's because it's still work for me. But if you still need to continue working, wherever you are, you have to work. So I've had situations where people just don't seem to understand, like, why can't you stop taking photos at 6 a.m.? And I'm just like, because I gotta take photos at 6 a.m. I'll be finished by 7, but I need to work, like I have to work. And people don't view what I do as a job. I mean, they are now, but before I've had situations where people were just like, but it's not a job. And I'm just like, I get paid. It's a job. My job, content creation, I'm very picky about who I work with. So you have to be in, first of all, the genre that I do. It also has to be a message that I don't mind pushing out, or something that I really do genuinely believe in. So when I do get contacted by people who I feel like they don't really go with my aesthetic, that's what I like to call it, I usually just reply back like, thank you so much for reaching out to me. This would have been a really great opportunity, but right now, given what I am doing, it might be a conflict of interest. And usually that is it's vague enough to where you're saying no, but you're also not saying, you know, I don't want to be associated with gambling. The biggest thing that I will teach or say to somebody who's a teenager is figure out your body shape now. Don't be too harsh on yourself, and don't tell yourself that you can't wear something because of a specific body type that you have. If you want to take care of your physical aspect, that's gonna take you for a long period of time, is to take care of your inner self, like your actual insides. Like what you take in plays such a huge role on what you give off on the outside physically. Smoking tobacco, not the best thing to keep your skin looking snatched, not the best thing for your nails, not the best thing for your teeth. People like non-smokers versus everyday tobacco smokers, specifically cigarettes and things like that. And the aging that happens to your physical self is severe, because it dehydrates your skin, it creates more wrinkles, it creates wrinkles on your lips. The biggest thing is just, if you take care of your physical self, it's a lot easier to not reverse versus trying to reverse what you did to yourself. I think the biggest thing that I would tell my 15-year-old self is figure out who you are and be that at a younger age than waiting until like you're in your mid-20s. That's when you're like, why do I care what other people think and things like that. Like if you can figure that out the younger you are, like just the better and blissful your life is gonna be. Another thing that I'd like to tell 15-year-olds is the body image issues that you have right now, first of all, are not permanent. Secondly, a lot of them are, I don't want to say trivial, but it's one of those things where social media has kind of blinded you to where you think that it's weird to have a role. Like when you sit, if you're wearing high-waist pants, this happens.
Yeah.
Like, because I saw a girl on TikTok recently where she was crying because she just got a new pair of like high-waist jeans. And she literally was just like, I don't know if I'm having a body dysmorphia moment. When she was bawling. And she sat down and she's like, is this normal? And everybody who was over the age of like 30 was like, what's it called? Stitching it. Being like, sweetie, human beings fold. We fold, and when you fold, rolls happen. Whether you have a six-pack, whether you're a plus-size chick, everybody has rolls. It's a very natural part of being a human being.
That's who I am, always